No, 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 no. Hey guys, you watching because you want to only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Theme Park. Now, on and off, recently, we've been toying with the idea of a slime block roller coaster. We spent an episode playing with the slime blocks and seeing what they could do. And then we had a real attempt over there, which I've now got rid of without using a minecart. This one used a minecart, that one didn't. And the one without the minecart was so inconsistent, it became useless. Absolutely useless. It was, I don't know, lag in the world. A lot of people came up with a few suggestions of what it could possibly be, but it was just so inconsistent that there was no point even continuing on with it. So we ended up building something else that broke our world. It was annoying. But the minecart one was extremely consistent. In fact, it worked every single time. It was just a little bit messy with the redstone at first. But what I've done is I've started over here a much more sort of refined version of a minecart slime block roller coaster. To be honest, I prefer the minecart idea because it is a theme park. You know, it's going to have roller coasters in it, isn't it? So I don't really mind using a minecart at all. It would be nice to have one without a minecart and where you just stand, but it's just so inconsistent. It was pointless. So as you can see, it works. Boing, boing. And then down onto that one. Now, originally, I was going to do a moon-inspired slime roller coaster. It was heavily suggested in the comment section when slime blocks come out, you should make a moon ride, you know, where it's low gravity with the slime blocks. And I really like that idea, but we don't really have many blocks that look very moony. You know, andesite looks pretty moony, but that does mean then doing a terrain, and it becomes awkward. It becomes really hard to do. So while I was building it, I got up to these sort of two islands here, and that's exactly what I thought. I thought, what about islands? What about like little miniature steampunk islands? I tell you, there's two reasons why. One, we don't have anything like that on the world yet. We don't have like little mini floating islands. And two, it doubles up as a really ingenious way to hide up these little parts of redstone that we have. Because obviously when you've got dirt and stone and stuff surrounding it, it looks pretty good. And grass on the top, I think we can pull it off as a little floating island style roller coaster, and you're jumping from each one. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. So far, as you can see, I'll just run over all the timings here for any of you that want to build this yourself. There's the first section. You should be able to see everything you need to see there with the furnaces in place. And then this is the second one, in case you want to build this one. This one's on a 3-tick delay. And this one's on a 2-tick delay. You should see the torches there. And then this one is just a downhill. It lands on this one, but I've just got this track here. It doesn't even need to be there. It's just to keep that at an angle, so as soon as the minecart lands on it, it starts rolling down. What I don't want to do is I don't want to have too much track. The longest bit of track that I want is just at the beginning to get it going. And then after that, on like this section here, there's only 3 pieces of track. It's really small. I want these like really miniature islands. It's going to be interesting, especially when it comes to decorating it, maybe next episode. It's going to be really, really fun to try and figure out how to do. So I really want this one to go that way there. And the way I've been doing it is I'm using detector rails. It gets rid of the ugly tripwire hooks, and it obviously gets rid of the redstone leading from the first one onto the second one, onto the third one, and stuff like that. It seems to be a fairly neat way to be able to do it. So I think a detector rail in there. I'm going to keep that there because it's going to update constantly, isn't it? I'll keep that there. And then we have this one as a furnace. Oh, I've got the furnace on me. Now, this is tricky because you got a crouch click to place the furnaces. I wish there was a button on the controller that when you're flying, it would say that you're in crouch mode, because you can't go into crouch mode while flying. You just go down. So when you're building something in the sky and you have to crouch click onto something like a furnace, you can't, and it's really, really frustrating. So maybe in the future they'll do something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we want our, like this, you see, you got crouch click like that. We want our slime block to be here, and we're slowly working our way up higher and higher. Obviously, this part is coming down because we've got a downhill section. We don't need a downhill section to keep the ride going. I just want islands at different heights, and I think we could do it this way. So, let's have the redstone off here. It's a pretty simple setup. I just have a detector rail on top of any redstone where we want to start. As you can see, it lights up there. And then this one is super simple to hook up. This one is just, well, you know what? That might even work there. Usually, on here, on this one here, as you can see, you've got the piece of redstone like we've got below the detector rail. And then a repeater on 3 ticks of delay coming out. But it's actually on the block lower. That one's going downhill. So it might be a little bit different. I'm really hoping that we can just stick that there. Now, I'm going to put it on 3 ticks of delay, the same as the other one. But that might not be completely correct because we might be going faster or slower as we're going downhill. It does work. That's wonderful news. That's wonderful news. Problem with it, or not a problem, the downside of doing a minecart roller coaster or a slime block roller coaster in general is that you need to start from the beginning every time you test it. You can't just start from here because you're not going at the potential correct speed that you would be if you started from the beginning. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever played the game Line Rider. It was a browser game. It was very big when I was in school, and you had to draw a line on your screen with your mouse, and then you could hit play, and the snow guy, he was like a man in a little sled, would ride your line. He would ride it, and you'd do loops and stuff like that. As the game got more advanced, you could, if you wanted to, start where you wanted. You could start, like, say, there. And then that would save you time playing it and watching it go over parts that you already knew that worked. The only trouble is if you started it at somewhere where you wanted to start, you weren't technically going the speed. It's the same problem as this roller coaster, so you have to keep pressing play right from the start. Now, we do have a problem with this one. Seeing as though we're going downhill, when we get launched on this one, we're actually... I don't know if we're going to have the room to be able to launch ourselves that way. I mean, the minecart, or the slime block side, is always 4 blocks higher, which would be there, and then the piston would be there. Obviously not facing this way, but however, that's a problem for us. So, can we somehow... I think we tried this last time, and we couldn't do it. We're going to give it a quick go here. I want to see if I can actually get myself to bounce up and then that way. It's going to be a really weird one to try and land as well, but it could be interesting. Now, let's grab our redstone back. Coming off to power this one really shouldn't be too hard. We have a nice amount of room to place repeaters where we want, which is always a good start. Now, that powers it, so we need to make sure that we invert the signal, which is... I've got a little bit of a hoarse voice today. I don't know if you guys can tell or hear that. So we've inverted the signal, and then we can have a repeater here in order to count exactly how much delay we need, if that is we've got the slime block in the right place to begin with. There is a bug, I think. Sometimes I can't hit this button. I've been doing it a lot, or since recording. Okay, it fired too quickly. It fired too quickly, so we can add a couple of ticks of delay on there. It's a lot of testing. These slime coasters, I like the word, slime coasters. They look totally awesome, but they do require quite a lot of testing. Now, I don't know what happened there. I think I went through it. I'm not sure if you can fire a minecart sideways even. You know, we might be a little bit too high. We might want to actually... put this 1 block higher, and then if we put the torch there, we no longer need to invert it because it's been inverted with that extra torch. There must be a position that you can fire minecart sideways with. There must be. I feel like that was slightly too slow, so I'm going to speed it up by 1 tick. We'll try a couple more times. I really don't know. I feel like it's so close. But I don't know if we've even got the piston in the right position, the slime block in the right position for us to do it. Hey, we did! That's it. We did fire sideways. So now we need to find a position that we land on. Now this isn't as easy as what you may think. I'm going to try right here at first. And what I do is I don't put any tracks on it at first, because you're sort of wasting time by putting the tracks on it. But by not putting tracks on it, you actually get the exact block that it lands on, which is, I'm going to say this one, because from my testing earlier on, before I started recording, if the minecart isn't fully on the block, and you have like a powered rail on it to keep the minecart going, because it's not fully on it, it doesn't quite work. So I'm going to take that one away, and I'm going to put powered rails on. I'm going to do both of those, and then power them from underneath like this. And now we should be able to go where we want this way. I assume, I'm hoping, that the minecart gets powered off the edge now. Oh, that's so sick. We get thrown diagonally. That's totally awesome because of the momentum that way and then forward. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I sort of want to end up going that way again if possible. And I want to go that way pretty soon. It would be pretty nice to have another diagonal one, you know. So, like, have... If I put a powered rail there, am I going to roll off the edge? Like, or let's do a downhill one. If I do that, am I going to roll off the edge? I am. If I take that away and put that back on there with this rail. Oh no, it's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Put the powered rail there. That's there. We want now to have... I love this. I love this. We want this to be a furnace. We're down on the ground. It's not quite as hard to crouch click here, fortunately. Like this. And then down here. We don't need it to go super high. We just want like little floating islands. Sometimes if they're just barely off the floor, they look even better than being way high up in the sky. It sort of makes it a little bit awkward sometimes. And then we want... Will a powered rail... It's not going to power it through a furnace, is it? I don't think that's going to power it through a furnace. And I think we've got a problem anyway with that. So, if I go up one block, do I still land on it? If I go up here, do I still land on there? Because that'll give us... It'll keep the island floating if we can actually land there. We do. Okay, that's cool. We've got one more block worth of height here. I can now take that one away. Crouch click on that one. This is the dream. This is what I wanted, a slime block roller coaster. Perfect. Okay. And then... There we go. Now we've kept it floating now, you see. Like that. I got the sun right in my eyes. That one. And that one. Now, we can copy this redstone from here. It was a 3-tick delay for us to be shot up. I am assuming it's going to be the same. I can't see why not. I think we'd be going relatively the same speed. See, with some testing, we'll be able to improve it. But then I want to go that way. I want to be fired that way. So, let's try and keep the same redstone. Now, I need this to come out this way. And then this way with redstone like that and a repeater there. Again, I'm going to copy the redstone to see how different it is. At least we'll have a pretty decent start of it. And then grab our torch. And then... Is that right? Yeah, I think it's right. And then this one. And this one. Something isn't quite right. Something isn't quite right. We've got... Oh. No, wait a minute. No, I don't want that at the same height, do I? We want it there. Yeah. This one's lower than that one. That was my mistake. Okay. I'm going to assume that that's correct. Let's see if we get flung in the correct direction. Buying. Buying. Oh. We didn't get flung by this one. I think it must have happened too late. So let's reduce it by a tick. Okay, that worked. And then let's find out where this one goes. I think if I add a tick to that... I don't know. Such a difficult one to figure out. This is what makes these coasters... If you want something challenging to do in your Minecraft world, try build a slime coaster. Because it's so fun to try and work out, but it's a real challenge. Let's try... I think... For some reason, I think... That works. I feel like I hit the wrong spot. It's still too late, right? Like that. I still think it might be too late. You can't trust the visuals. You can't trust, like, oh, my minecart passes the slime block before. Because it might just be a little bit of lag with the redstone. There we go. Okay. Wonderful. So we've got flung... Oops. We've got flung this way again. Let's grab our dirt. And then... I think maybe... Let's try there. And I want this one to go uphill. So we're not going to do any downhill sections. I'm going to do that. We're going to put our powered rail on here to make sure that we land properly on it. Oh yeah, we shouldn't do this straight away, should we? We should just find the landing point first. Plus, it's always fun to keep testing it, isn't it, right? I love that part. But look, this is working every single time. Not once have we jumped in the minecart, hit the button, and not done something that already works. Every single time, it has done what we've wanted. And that's what we want from a roller coaster. We want it to be very, very... very, very consistent is the word. We want it to be very, very consistent. So I want this to go uphill quite a fair bit. And I think we can get away with doing our old style of every 3 blocks to a powered rail. So we should make it to the top there. We're going to be going pretty slow, though, when we get to the top. I think I would prefer... I'd prefer to have that there. That there. Where's the... We'll do the detector rail above that. So then we'll have detector rail there. And then furnace block here. Always make sure you've got a furnace on the end. Your last block is a furnace. Otherwise the slime block is going to get stuck to your roller coaster and destroy it when you play it, which really isn't fun. And then from there, you start to see a pattern of how you have to get these to go. The slime block goes 1 block diagonally underneath the furnace. And then the piston goes under that. Now, the way that I'm sort of trying to keep this easier to build is I always put the detector rail 1 block before the furnace. It makes things super, super easy to wire up and pretty compact as well. Like that, like that. I think that's a 3-tick delay for that to bounce. Let's just make sure that works. We don't want to go too far ahead. That first one, you land so smooth right in the middle there. Ah, that is cool, right? That is really, really cool. Eventually, we want this to loop back onto its original minecart again. The reason why I'm staying with you guys is because I know that you like to build these with me. Some of you do at least like to build these along with me, so I want to keep this on camera with you. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch this episode. That's fair enough. You can skip ahead or go and watch something else. I'm having too much fun though. Okay, so the second slime block to push you forward is always 4 blocks above the first slime block. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's on that one. Basically, just 2 blocks above the original furnace one. Okay, like that. And then put our piston like so. And we've got a similar wiring situation here. We can just replicate this pattern. Okay, it's a really easy pattern. Seeing as though it's a flat top, I am assuming that this is going to be exactly the same, this pattern of redstone. So let's have it on this side, because eventually we want to come down this side to hook up to the start, if possible. If possible. Well, no, we need it to. We need it to eventually hook back up to the start again, don't we? So we want that like that. And then we want a block with a torch. And then a block with a torch. And then one more block. Place a block here with your repeater. And what was this? 2 ticks of delay? Yeah, 2 ticks of delay. Now I'm assuming we should fly off here. In fact, I'm so confident that I'm going to say that we're going to land. Oops. I think we'll fly over that. I think we're going to land maybe there. I'm going to say there. Let's try that as a guesstimate. So confident that our section is going to work flawlessly. Boing, boing. I love that diagonal. That's so cool. We didn't work. It went too slow. Let's take it down by 2 ticks. And let's reduce this one by a tick as well. Well, that screwed up my plan. I was so confident. Your speed matters so much. Aha. Oh, and I was wrong about... Oh, we never got flung forward. I don't think we got pushed forward. I think that was just the momentum of going up. I love that first bit. That first bit is so good. The diagonal section is then amazing. I still think that's too slow, which is really annoying. That should still power. I think that second piston is just activating slightly too late. Or are we hitting our head on it? That's the other question. It's just a matter of teasing the amount of ticks you need. Now we're definitely not getting flung forward. I'm gonna put another tick on. Come on now, don't let us down now. We've been doing so well this episode. Trouble is, I can't really see. Does it work without me in it? I doubt it, because the minecart will be going slightly slower. Yeah, exactly. Didn't even get it with that first one. Let's face backwards for this one. Too slow. Definitely too slow. We heard it not do it quick enough. And we've tried the other sections. So we need to reduce this by a tick. So what we're going to have to do, put a repeater in here on like that for our 1 tick, and now we need to get rid of both of these torches, because those torches are doing a tick each. So let's try having the redstone. I know this is a little bit uglier, but we just need to see if we can get it working first. Like that. And there. And then hook this up. Come on now. So this is 1 tick less than before. Ah! Too fast. What? That activated too quickly this time. I wonder if we're in like a section where we're in between ticks. I didn't think that this could happen. Getting in between. See, that was too late. I think we're in a spot where we're going at a particular speed, making us either go too slow or too fast. So, what if we add another one? Put our... Whoops. Uh-oh. Put our repeaters back again. I've added another power rail to make us go faster in the hopes that that sort of solves that problem. Let's get our lever. And then torch. And torch. Yeah. So now we're going faster. Maybe we've put ourselves back in that point of where we're in time with the ticks. I think we were actually in between a tick there. This is actually a little annoying. And the roller coaster's getting so long now that it's taking a long time just to do a little test, isn't it? We're going to have to start making our way back now. This is hard enough as it is. I'm going to try that. And I'm going to face backwards for this one. This is the last try because we're getting towards the end of the episode now anyway. It's definitely been a successful episode. More successful than the last couple, that's for sure. The last couple haven't quite gone to plan, I must say. Let's try this again. Oops. Let's just try that. Come on now. Do I want to face backwards? Facing backwards doesn't really tell you that much. See, if it was activating too slowly, we would hit our head on it. Unless we're doing it while it's retracting or something insane like that. Tough. Let's go up one tick at a time. We'll go up one tick at a time until we hit our head. If we end up hitting our head, I think we're at a speed where we just can't get the slime block to work. See, that activated before I'm sure it activated before I wanted it to. Don't you? I'm sure that activated before I even got there. The diagonals, man, that's so cool. Uh-huh. 3 ticks. See, we're just doing the same as what we've already done, though. The redstone is exactly the same. The distance between ticks are exactly the same. And we never got it working then, so I don't really know why I'm trying it here, just out of curiosity. Alright, anyway, that's the 4th tick. If this doesn't work this time, I'm going to leave it there. It's pretty cool. I'm going to work on it off camera for next episode. If you guys enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. What I might do, actually, is, in fact, leave it like this and just have a section where we go up in the air and then we fall back down here somewhere and then try it down the bottom again. All we need to do is turn ourselves around and go back to the beginning and then make it look like little islands. So it's pretty... We've got stuff that we can do. If you enjoyed it... Have I done that? I think I've done that. Screw it. Bye!